everybody, and a very warm welcome. This is not a formal welcome speech. Thanks, Mannequin. I'm just making a couple of quick announcements. Thanks, Tara. Before we begin. So after the prayers finish, if you would please all remain seated. We're going to exit row by row to keep socially spaced. There's going to be potentially a couple of photos taken. So if anyone doesn't want their photo taken, would you please, perhaps not shout, perhaps quietly raise your hand so that Anna can make sure not to include you or Deb in any photos. Please keep your masks on during this time, and you can join in the chanting, but chant quietly. And finally, Wendy will be on gate duty again afterwards, so if you're not planning on staying for afternoon tea, please see Wendy and she will make sure to let you out. Thank you. Thanks.
So just before any of the things, I've just got to check with the interstate people as to whether they can hear. Is the sound okay for those watching online? You can't hear? Okay, so even the people in the temple can't hear me. I'll speak a bit louder. Is it okay for online people? There's a bit of a lag. Okay, I'll just get into it. So hello and welcome to the New Year prayers. Before I begin, I'll just let you know the plan. So I'll begin with a short meditation and then the prayers, which are also available on that screen over there if you're in the temple, and then the afternoon tea as well. And so with the meditation, I will first generate Bodhichitta motivation as usual, and then I'd like to just lead a simple breathing meditation so that we know that we're all still alive. And then with the prayers, they'll all be in English aside from the regular ones, the start and finish, and also Mahakala, because that one you got to do in Tibetan as well. So if you're following along at home, it'll be on the screen once we begin the prayers. And if you're in the temple, I will read out the page numbers as well if you've brought your physical book. Okay, so with that being said, can everyone in the temple hear me? Yeah, a little bit louder? Okay, cool. So welcome, get settled in, and just remember that these prayers are for remembering both the kindness of Geshe Loden, our kind root guru, and the kindness of all mother sentient beings from past and future lives who are suffering, and being in samsara we're always suffering, but especially now during COVID times it's so prominent that we can see. So as a precursor to the breathing meditation, we'll just begin by recollecting Guru Yoga and Bodhichitta. So I don't know if everyone here had Geshe Loden as their root guru, but if you do have a guru, then you can remember their kindness. And even if you haven't had a guru, you've previously had one in a past life as well. So because of how you've received this precious human rebirth this time around through pure morality. So in the offering prayer, the final line is, Guru is the source of all goodness. So by recollecting that, and then my kind root guru was Geshe Loden, and he would always emphasize the importance of Bodhichitta, the precious superior mind of enlightenment. So the definition of that, as taught by Conqueror Maitreya, is Bodhichitta means for the sake of others, wishing to attain complete, perfect enlightenment. And that one line, for the sake of others, your motivation, they have in countless lifetimes been your family or friend, and especially now we can see their suffering so vividly. So we'll just begin by holding this pure mind, so starting by holding a few friends and family members in your heart. That's usually easier. Everyone else is there too, they're just sort of hanging out. Just rest in that mind of kindness, visualizing, if you wish to, you can visualize your friends behind you because they've got your back, and then your people you have difficulty with, I prefer not to use the word enemies, in front, and then female relatives and male relatives to the left and right respectively. If you want to visualize like that, that's cool too. But just hold this motivation of seeking to help them and aspiring to attain your own freedom from suffering to lead them to that state. Just hold that in your heart and mind, and close your eyes. And I'm just going to count to 21 breaths, because not only is it a nice auspicious number, but it's 2021 this year. So you guys just rest in that pure mindset, and I'm just going to breathe very slowly, and you guys just rest in the mindset of remembering and returning the kindness to other sentient beings. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's do the prayers, dudes. So we'll start with the general prayers on page 19 of the prayer book. And they'll also be available up here on the slides. So the first one, praise to Shakimuni, I'll just do in English. And the following two of refuge and Bodhichitta and short mandala offering will be both in Tibetan and English, just as a precursor. So we'll begin with praise to Shakimuni Buddha. Teacher, Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly pure and complete Buddha, all-knowing, having poise, Sugata, apprehender of the world, navigator of beings to be subdued, incomparable, teacher of gods and humans, to the Buddha, the Bhagavan, the glorious conqueror Shakimuni, we prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. And the refuge and Bodhicitta prayer in Tibetan first. Sangye chodan so ki chonam la chan chu badu dani kyab suchi dagi jin so ki pe sonam ki drola panche sangye drupasho. To the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, I go for refuge until becoming enlightened. Through the merit of my generosity and so on, may I achieve Buddhahood to benefit all beings. To the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, I go for refuge until becoming enlightened. Through the merit of my generosity and so on, may I achieve Buddhahood to benefit all beings. The short mandala offering. Saji Poki Jushin Metotram Rira Lingjini Gyanpadi Sangye Shindu Minte Uagi Drokun Nam Dajila Chopasho. This ground, anointed with perfume and strewn with flowers, Mount Meru, the 4 continents, adorned with sun and moon, imagined as a Buddha land and offered thus, may all beings enjoy such pure lands. And then over the page to page 21, and these will all be in English until the final 2 prayers. So the 7-limbed prayer. I prostrate my 3 doors with a mind of respect and offer all actually arranged and mentally emanated offerings. I reveal all the downfalls and negativities that I have ever collected and rejoice in the virtues of individuals and superiors. Please remain perfectly abiding until samsara is no longer seen. I request you to turn the vast and profound wheels of Dharma. I dedicate the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. And over the page to the English prayer of the Lineage of Gurus, page 23. Body born from 1,000,000 magnificent, excellent virtues, speech fulfilling the hopes of infinite beings, a mind that sees all objects of knowledge precisely, I bow my head to the chief among the Shakyas. Supreme sons of the incomparable teacher, carrying the load of all the conqueror's deeds, by their emanations appearing in countless realms, I prostrate to Maitreya and Manjushri. The mother of conquerors is difficult to fathom. The precise thought is in commentaries written by Jambavippa's ornaments, Nagarjuna and Asanga. I prostrate at the feet of those most renowned in the 3 realms. From these 2 great chariots come the excellent lineages of the paths of profound view and vast deeds, their essential points gathered thoroughly and without fault. Prostration to the lamp holding this treasury of instruction. Giving explanation through compassion by seeing precisely and completely the essential points of all paths of Sutra and Tantra. Holder of the Conqueror's entire holy Dharma, prostrations to the glorious Losandrapa. I, seeing all the infinite teachings, supreme way of crossing for those entering the journey to liberation, moved by compassion to deeds skilled in method, prostrations to the spiritual masters who make everything clear. And the Great Treasury of Excellence on page 27. The kind master is the basis of all qualities, and proper alliance is the root of the path. By seeing this excellence and through much striving, bestow blessings to be devoted with great respect. This gentle support of freedom, obtained this one time, is most difficult to achieve. Knowing its great value gives rise to a mind seizing its essence constantly, day and night. Bestow blessings to generate this continuum unceasingly. It is like a bubble in water, this constantly moving body and life. Thus remember the swift collapse of death. Beyond death, like body and shadow, white and black karmic results follow after. By gaining firm certainty in this, the mass of faults, subtle and very subtle, are abandoned, and the accomplishment of all the virtuous collections completed, bestow blessings to ever retain conscientiousness. The qualities of samsara are unfit to be trusted, the door to all suffering. Do not be content with these enjoyments. By knowing its defects, bestow blessings to develop a great aspiration for the bliss of liberation. By that pure thought, great conscientiousness is drawn forth, and mindfulness and awareness of the individual liberation, the root of the teachings. Bestow blessings to make this the essential practice. Just as I myself have fallen into samsara's ocean, all living beings as mother are also like that. By seeing the responsibility for the liberation of beings, bestow blessings to be trained in supreme bodhicitta. However, by merely generating the mind, if not acquainted with the three aspects of ethics, enlightenment will not be attained. By seeing this excellence, bestow blessings to train with strong effort in the vows of conquerors' sons. Pacifying distraction toward perverse objects, by way of proper analysis of the perfect meaning, bestow blessings to swiftly and continuously generate the path related to the union of calm abiding and special insight. Thus, becoming a vessel trained in the common paths, enter the Vajrayana, supreme evolution of all vehicles. Bestow blessings to engage the easy path itself, that sacred way of crossing for fortunate beings. The base of practice for the two aspects of attainment is when guarding the pure vows of commitment is found to be genuine and certain. Bestow blessings to protect them even at risk of life. Then, by understanding properly the important points, which are the essence of the two stages of the Tantra classes, bestow blessings to practice according to these holy teachings, with continuous effort in the supreme four-session yoga. Like that, may the spiritual friend revealing the gentle path and the friends of proper practice stand firm. Bestow blessings to quickly pacify the masses of outer and inner hindrances. In all rebirths, man never be parted from perfect gurus and the enjoyment of the glorious Dharma. By utterly completing all qualities, paths and grounds, may I quickly achieve the state of Vajradhara. And then we move to the prayer to Maitreya Buddha on page 39 in English. May those beings actualizing the conditions to erect perfect images of the form of Maitreya enjoy the glorious Dharma of the supreme vehicle at the feet of the protector, Venerable Maitreya. On the day at the diamond seat of the mountain peak, when the powerful protector Maitreya, a rising sun, shines forth, by my lotus-like wisdom opening, may the fortunate, like a gathering of bees, all be satisfied. On that occasion, very pleased, Conqueror Maitreya's right hand touches my head. By thus prophesying peerless supreme enlightenment, may I quickly attain Buddhahood to benefit all beings. May all lifetimes of practice for enlightenment, Also the entire extent of the great waves of actions, of all the conquerors and sons of the three times, be condensed and practiced properly. Elegant explanations of the scriptures, beautiful drawings on cloth, are dependent on the golden handle of wisdom, and the three trainings, excellent mark of the jewelled top ornament. May such banner of the doctrine be established in the 10 directions. A source of benefit and happiness, may Buddha's teachings develop and spread. May the bodily elements of all holy beings be healthy. A source of joyful happiness for all living beings, may the Buddha's teachings ever increase. By the power of continuous meditation on the 3 aspects of love, may the hosts of Maras be subdued by love, and by caring for all beings with the power of love, through the protector, conqueror Maitreya, may all be auspicious. And the great prayer for world peace is on page 45 for us in the prayer book, compiled by Geshe. Is everyone there? I'll just check if everyone's got the page. May all living beings be adorned with love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. May they possess generosity, ethics, patience, effort, concentration, and wisdom. Thus, by the virtue collected through all that I have done, may the pain of every living being be completely cleared away. May I be the doctor and the medicine, and may I be the nurse for all sick beings in the world, until everyone is healed. May a rain of food and drink descend to clear away the pain of thirst and hunger, and during the aeon of famine, may I myself change into food and drink. May I become an inexhaustible treasure for those who are poor and destitute. May I turn into all things they could need, and may these be placed close beside them. Without any sense of loss, I shall give up my body and enjoyments, as well as all my virtues of the 3 times, for the sake of benefiting all. May I be a protector for those without one, a guide for all travellers on the way. May I be a bridge, a boat, and a ship for all who wish to cross the water. May I be an island for those who seek one, and a lamp for those desiring light. May I be a bed for all who wish to rest, and a slave for all who want a slave. Just like space and the great elements such as earth, may I always support the life of all the boundless creatures. May the blind see forms, may the deaf hear sounds, and just as a rainbow arises naturally from space, may pregnant women give birth without pain. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food, may the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find new hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their illness, and may every disease in the world never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting one another. May all sentient beings have all the stainless powers, freedom from all conditions of non-leisure, freedom of action, and good livelihood. May embodied beings have a good complexion, good physique, great beauty, a pleasant appearance, freedom from disease, power and long life. May I always be an object of enjoyment for all sentient beings according to their wish, and without interference, as are the earth, water, fire, wind, medicine, and forests. May I be as dear to sentient beings as their own life, and may they be very dear to me. May their negativities ripen for me, and all my virtues for them. May I give profit and victory to others, and take loss and defeat for myself. May I abandon selfishly cherishing myself and continuously practice cherishing others. As long as any sentient being anywhere has not been liberated, may I remain in the world for their sake, even though I have attained enlightenment. May all worldly beings never experience war, fighting, or conflict, and forever remain without bad conditions, such as earthquakes, disease, or drought. May peace pervade the hearts of all, that they ever abide in joy and abundance. By the merits I have accumulated, may every living being abandon all forms of evil and continuously engage in virtue. Okay, now, the prayer for the long life of His Holiness the Dalai Lama on page 49, just in English. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and benefit. All-powerful Chenrezig, Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until cyclic existence is ended. And the final two are in both Tibetan and English. So we'll go back to page 32 for the Tibetan praise to Mahakala, the six-armed protector. And then just after that, I'll make a short dedication, and then we'll do the general dedication, just as a heads up, more for myself as well. Okay, so praise to Mahakala, the six-armed protector. Hum Nyatsa Chenrezig La Chatsalo Jadu Danche Vinayakana Napo Chempo Tagi Sham Tachan Chandru Drugi Gyangi Nampagyan Ye Padri Guba Patren Wazin Tama Dama Runidra Tudril Yom Patom Pajani Dunze Sum Dejin Japa Zune Chiwaje Drapo Jani Shewanam Patsi Chansum Drapo Utra Gendua Trawa Sindura Ile Paju Chiwo Mikyo Gyapo Gyetabtam Traza Mikyo Nachudo Japtam Rinchen Tokan Yagi Wulagyan Shin Le Jone Toma Lenzepe Paldan Chandru Pala Chatsalto Sangye Tampanyam Posruwadam Concho Wupanyam Poto Padam Dacham Pon Loko Danche Namki Kyanam Bache Tam Che Jiwadam Chido Nyodru Nyodu Saldu So. Hum, prostrations to the quickly acting Chenrezig, whose feet with anklets tread on Ganesh. Great black one, with tiger skin lower robe, 6 arms in aspect adorned by snake ornaments. By the right are held a cleaver, middle a rosary, and a strongly twisting damaru. The left holds skullcup and trident, similarly a lasso by which the binding is done. Wrathful face, fangs in bared aspect, 3 wrathful eyes, hair blazing upright, brow most excellently anointed with cinder. At the crown, Acharya, complete regent, is permanently affixed. You have a necklace of 50 blood-dripping human heads, and crown adorned by the jewelry of 5 dried skulls. By this praise you come from the tree and take my torma, praise and prostration to the glorious 6-armed one. Thus protect the Buddha's teachings from demons, praise and help to raise up the rare Supreme Three, and pacify all bad conditions and hindrances for us all. Leaders, students, together with entourage, please bestow quickly whatever attainments are wished. And just before we conclude with the general dedication prayer on the next page, we'll dedicate the merit generated today to our kind root guru, Geshe Loden. And if you've seen the movie Napoleon Dynamite, you might remember Pedro saying, "If you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true." And so with this in mind, I took a little Buddhist approach on that and said, if you take refuge, I'll have to do it in the voice, if you take refuge in your guru, all of your wildest dreams will come true. So may Geshe Loden's legacy really flourish. May all his centres flourish, his magnificent temples here and in Perth reach their full potential, his priceless books, the Bodhichitta publications, spread far and wide, benefiting all sentient beings. For those that knew Geshe Loden, and for those that never met him, may Geshe-la's incarnation continue these activities for future generations. Okay, and now over the page to the general dedication on page 34, which is also in Tibetan. I have to make sure I got the right tune. Okay. Gewadi Kyeboku Sonam Yeshe Sozoshin Sonam Yeshe Lejunwe Dampa Kuni Topashu. By this virtue may all beings complete the collections of wisdom and merit, and attain the two holy bodies arisen from wisdom and merit. Shanju Sem Chorim Boche Ma Kye Panam Kye Gyuchi Kye Panyamba Me Paye Gone Kondu Pembasho. May the precious superior mind of enlightenment be generated in those who have not yet generated it, and not decrease in those who have developed it, but increase continuously. Okay, so would Marg Flori like to come up now? I've got a little sign off. I'll just say thanks everyone. If you're here in the temple, then we've got some afternoon tea. Everyone brought their own. Enjoy your meals, guys, as our restaurant people would say. And if you're at home, make yourself a cup of tea and a bicky if you're that way inclined. So that's all from me. I'm signing off, but I think Marg Flori would like a few more words. Thank you.
Second round of announcements. Those of you at home, go and enjoy your cup of tea. I was going to ask you to stay seated after our prayer leader leaves, and we're going to let everybody come out row by row so that we don't get congestion around the shoes. So if you would just sort of come out when you get the wave, get your shoes, and please just go to a table, find a table and sit inside or outside. Geshe has brought the sunshine for us, so there's tables set up with umbrellas outside. And then Hilary is going to come around and ask people table by table to go and get their afternoon tea and their cakes and their cup of tea, just so that we can maintain social spacing. Thank you, everyone. Please remain seated.